Hello, everyone. Welcome to Therapy Clips with Dr. O. I am from Human Service Consultants. Today, our topic will focus on what is effective communication. Effective communication is about more than just exchanging information. It's about understanding the emotion and intention behind the information, as well as being able to clearly convey a message. You need to listen in a way that gains the meaning of what is being said and makes the other person feel heard and understood. Effective communication sounds like it should be instinctive, but all too often, when we try to communicate with others, something goes astray. We say one thing, the other person hears something else, and misunderstandings, frustration, and conflict come about. This can cause problems in homes, schools, and work relationships. For many of us, communicating more effectively and clearly requires learning important skills. Whether you are trying to improve communication with your spouse, kids, boss, or coworkers, learning these skills can deepen your connection to others, build greater trust and respect, and improve teamwork, problem solving, and your overall social and emotional health. What's stopping you from effectively communicating with others? Some of the common barriers that people face in communication includes being stressed and having out of control emotions. When you are stressed or emotionally overwhelmed, you are more likely to misread other people, sending confusing or off-putting nonverbal signals, and lapse into unhealthy, knee-jerking patterns of behavior. To avoid conflict and misunderstandings, you can learn how to quickly calm down before continuing a conversation. Also, there's a lack of focus. You can't communicate effectively when you are multitasking. If you're checking your phone, planning what you're going to say next, or daydreaming, you almost are certain to miss nonverbal cues in the conversation. To communicate effectively, you need to avoid distractions and stay focused. The next thing is inconsistent body language. Nonverbal communication should reinforce what is being said, not contradict it. If you say one thing, but your body language says something else, your listener will likely feel that you're being dishonest. For example, you can't say yes while shaking your head no. The next thing is negative body language. If you disagree with or dislike what's being said, you might use negative body language to rebuff the other person's message, such as crossing your arms, avoiding eye contact, tapping your feet. You don't have to agree with or even like what's being said, but to communicate effectively and not put the other person on the defensive, it's important to avoid sending negative signals. So let's go over some effective communication skills at this time. Number one, become engaged as a listener. When communicating with others, we often focus on what we should say. However, effective communication is less about talking and more about listening. Listening well means not just understanding the words or the information being communicated, but also understanding the speaker emotion that they're trying to convey. So, when you are trying to become an engaged listener, please focus fully on the speaker. Avoid interrupting or trying to redirect the conversation to your concerns. Show your interest in what's being said. Try to set aside judgment. Provide feedback. So that means when it's your time to talk, say something like, it sounds like you're saying. And so the person will understand. It sounds like you're saying that I should listen more. And then as the speaker will respond, yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Or no, what I'm saying is that you should maintain good body language and good eye contact. So the speaker will let you know if you have heard correctly what's being said. The next skill is pay attention to non-verbal signals. The way you look, listen, and move. Also, the way you react to another person tells them more about how you're feeling than the words alone. So nonverbal communication or body language is what we're talking about now. It includes facial expression, body movement and gestures, eye contact, posture, your tone of voice, and even your muscle tension in the way you are breathing. You can enhance effective communication by using open body language, arms uncrossed, standing with an open stance, or sitting on the edge of the chair, maintaining good eye contact. You can also use body language to emphasize or enhance your message. Patting a friend on the back while complimenting him or her for their success. You also need to be aware that people are different. People from different countries and cultures tend to use different nonverbal communication. It's also important to take age, culture, religion, gender, and emotional state into context, and also to understand and try to read their body language. Also, you need to look at nonverbal communication signals as a group. Don't read too much into a single gesture or nonverbal cue. Just consider all of the nonverbal signals you receive: eye contact, tone of voice, body language. Use nonverbal signals that match your words. If you say one thing and your body language says something else, the listener may feel confused or suspect that you're being dishonest. Adjust your nonverbal signals according to the context of your communication. Your tone of voice should be different when you're addressing a child than when you're addressing an adult. Also, take into account the emotional state and cultural background of the person that you're interacting with. Avoid negative body language. Instead of using body language that conveys a negative message, use one that conveys a positive feeling that you're having. Skill number 3 is keep your stress intact. Also, what you need to do is to pay attention to the communication. If you are stressed during a disagreement with a spouse, kids, boss, friends, co-worker, and then say or do something that you regret, it will cause problems. What you can do is quickly relieve your stress. Return to a calm state and avoid language that will bring regrets. It is only when you're in a relaxed state and when you're calm that you will be able to know whether the situation requires a response or whether the other person signals indicate it would be better to remain silent. Communicate effectively by staying calm when you're under pressure. Use stalling tactics to give yourself time to think. Ask a question to be repeated or for clarification of a statement before you respond. Pause to collect your thoughts. Silence isn't necessarily a bad thing. Pausing can make you seem more in control than rustling with a response, or even rushing your response. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I made a mistake and I just corrected it. Do not rush your response. Just make one point at a time. If your response is too long, or if you're trying to make a number of points, you will lose your listener's interest. Make sure that you slow down and deliver your message clearly. When you're speaking clearly, maintain an even tone. Make eye contact and keep your body language relaxed and open. Wrap up with a summary. Summarize your response and then stop talking, even if it leaves a silence in the room. You do not have to fill the silence by continuing to talk once you are finished with your summary. Always, when you communicate, look for the humor in a situation. Humor is a great way to relieve stress when communicating. Be willing to compromise. Find the happy middle ground that reduces the stress for everyone. Make it a win-win situation where you are getting your needs met and the other person is also getting their needs met. Compromise may be easier for you and a good investment for the future of the relationship. Assert yourself. Assertion is not aggression. It only means taking a stand, but not only for yourself, but in consideration of the other person. It's okay to stand up for yourself, but please do not be hostile, aggressive, or demanding. It is not about winning an argument. It's about finding a win-win. You win and the other person win. Being assertive means expressing your thoughts, feelings, and needs in an open and honest way while standing up for yourself and respecting others. Value yourself because you are as important as anyone else. Know what your needs and your wants are and learn how to express them without infringing upon other people. Express negative thoughts in a positive way. Wait to receive feedback. Accept your compliments graciously. Learn from your mistakes. And know that it's okay to say no when you have reached your limit. So know your limits. Practice these assertive skills so that you lower the risk and it helps you to build confidence and have effective communication, not only in your home, but at school and in your work environments. Have a blessed day. This is Dr. O from Human Service Consultants, bringing you another therapy clip. Have a beautiful day. Love yourself, but love someone else too. Be blessed.